This is Paint Life TV. I'm Chris, the Idaho Painter. In this video, I got my truck bed right here. I'm going to stain this thing with a product from Benjamin Moore called Arbor Coat. A little bit unusual to do a truck bed with Arbor Coat, but 5 years ago, I did my truck bed with Super Deck, and it's held up for 5 years. And this is a follow-up to that video because I get a lot of people asking me, so how did it hold up? So here it is, 5 years later. A lot more paint spilled in the back of my truck because I'm a painter. And now we're gonna make it look brand new again with a different product and do another 5-year experiment. So if you wanna see me stain my truck bed, see how it goes, how fast you can do it, and how expensive you can do it, stay tuned for this video. All right, here we go. Just some simple little tools, and you can go down to your local auto parts store and buy truck bed liner, products and stuff like that that are 3 times more expensive. But being a painter, I was like, why can't I just use Super Deck and just stain it with Super Deck that I had left over from a job site? And it actually worked out amazing. It was very simple to do. This was a sprayed on truck liner, and it was a flat black, and I knew the Super Deck would stick to it because it was a rough flat black. And it's still a rough flat black because it had Super Deck put on it. Now this experiment is going to be using right here a product from Benjamin Moore called Arbor Coat, and we're going to put Arbor Coat to the test because I've got a whole bunch of Arbor Coat left over from a project, and I just did my trailer. So if you want to see me remaking over my trailer, and it looked amazing. It's like brand new again, and we'll see how that thing holds up. But we're going to put this to the test on this truck bed liner, and just some simple tools you're going to need. I'm going to be using an inexpensive brush from Premier. I don't want to use anything expensive because I'm just staining the back of a truck bed. I'm using a Premier Brooklyn. It's about the half the cost of their high-end brushes like the Montauk, which I really love for interior painting. But I'm going to be using a Brooklyn, just a 2.5-inch angled sash brush because I got to get in some corners, some edges. I'm going to be using just a 2-gallon bucket and just a little 4-inch weenie roller to just roll it. Very simple and easy to do. I took it down to the car wash, ran it through the car wash, so it's all clean. And I'm just gonna blow it out real quick with my Milwaukee blower, stir up my paint, and we're gonna get staining. So if you have any questions or comments about this crazy idea, what I'm doing, look, I'm a painter, and I can just experiment and do unusual things. And that's one of the great things about working for yourself is you can do things and see how it works. And if it doesn't turn out, it doesn't turn out. If it turns out great like it did last time, then that's awesome. So here we go. I'm going to stir up my stain because you definitely want to have your stain stirred up before you start using it. Black's got a whole lot of tint in it, so we're going to stir this stuff up really well. And then I got a Milwaukee blower. I'm just gonna blow it out. It's a little bit wet up there still, but it's a water-based stain, so that's another thing. It's a water-based product. The last product I used was a water-based product. Very simple, easy to use. Don't have to throw my tools away. It's not some nasty stuff that's gonna get on everything like a lot of these truck bed liner products and stuff like that are. But make sure if your truck bed liner is like a plastic or something like that, like a shiny plastic, this probably isn't the product for you. It just so happened that this was a sprayed on flat black rough truck liner, and it worked out well. Already getting stained where I don't want to get stained. Not sure why I didn't have my gloves on to begin with. It's why I wear gloves, so I don't get my hands dirty. And when I want to take off and go do a bid right in the middle of painting, I don't want to have paint all over me, all over my hands. Don't want to look dirty and messy. I think last time I did my truck bed, it took only about a half a gallon to do it. Didn't take very much product at all. If you like our videos, don't forget, give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it when you guys give us a thumbs up. Just kind of encourage us to continue making videos to help you guys out. They've been free for 12 years. They'll be free for another 12 years. And would appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that little notification bell, the little bell next to it, because if you don't hit the notification bell, you won't get notified by email when I come out with a new video. That's all the subscribe and notification bell does. Nobody's gonna try to market to you. Nobody's gonna try to sell you anything. It's just a simple way to help support my channel. And I really appreciate it. So subscribe, notify. Got a few little things got some caulking and stuff, just want to scrape off. No need to paint over that caulking. Now I'm just going to start rolling on a coat and make it look fresh and black again. You can see how this arbor coat is absolutely amazing. My favorite exterior stain because it covers so well and holds up so well. You'll see how good it covers over this white paint and all this paint spilled back in here. How my truck bed liner is going to look brand new again. There's nothing special about the application. It's just brush it on. You don't have to do any special layout or anything. Just get it on. Look at that. Gotta say, that looks pretty dang cool. And I washed my truck. This is the Super Deck, has been on here for 5 years, and I run my truck through paid car wash, the full one where it gives you all the detail stuff, and I do that at least probably once, quite often, like once a week, once every 2 weeks, and those are pretty harsh chemicals in those car washes and stuff, and it's held up to that even. So you can see the back of it still looks amazing after going through a car wash that many times. And nothing special, just getting a nice coat on here. And this is actually a really fast process. And gotta say, to me, having something as a house painter that I can use versus having to do a special trip to the auto parts store, this was quite amazing that it's worked out as well as it's worked out. So this is just a microfiber roller, a little 4-inch microfiber roller from Premier that I'm using. And you'll see how the bed right here, how well it covers on this. Man, it's like, I'm gonna go across this edge here. So this dirty, dingy looking white. And I don't know, I'm just like my trailer. I just spent several days doing a trailer makeover on my dump trailer, which you gotta say, just what the heck, it's only for going to the dump, but you know, it's my company, it's my image. I want to look professional, you know, at all times, whether I'm going to the dump or whether I'm going to do a bid or whether I'm going to the job site. So you can see that one coat right over that white. So last time was when I did it with Super Deck, the reason why I did it is I had a 5-gallon can of oil primer explode in the back of my truck, made an absolute mess. And this stuff dries extremely fast. You can see it's already drying. So I'm just working right along back here in the back, and I use this small weenie type roller right here so I can get underneath, up and underneath this lip. I do like using those throwaway 4-inch wider rollers when I'm doing interiors and stuff, but this one works a little bit better in this kind of situation. And I'm using, this is, you know, a stain so it's flat black, and that's exactly what I want in the back of my truck, is a flat black color. Typically, the brush I use is a 3-inch angled sash brush just on about everything, but occasionally I do use, you know, a 2.5 just on small projects like this. And you know, this is just a small project, don't need to get out a big brush. And once again, if this is all you're doing is just your truck bed, you know, you don't need to have a special brush. This is more of a you know, short use brush from Premier, more affordable for places where it's a little bit more difficult to clean your brushes out because of environmental regulations. And a lot of painters nowadays have a tendency, instead of just cleaning them out, they just throw them away. which I don't do, but a lot of painters do. So that's that's what works for them. That's totally cool. You can see how amazing that is looking right there. Even doing the tailgate part too. So I'm just cruising right along here, and I mean, I've literally only probably been now doing this for about 15 minutes, and I'm almost done. I've used about a quart. Last time I used more because I was trying to cover up a lot of white oil-based paint that was spilled all over the place, and I did 2 coats. I mean, this is literally going to be covered in 1 coat, and I'm not going to do another coat because I think it looks good. I mean, if you want to do 2 coats, you can do 2 coats. And I do have to say, I mean, obviously, this product wasn't designed for doing truck beds, and for that matter, neither was Super Deck. But I'm always just kind of messing around and experimenting with what paint products can do, what they could withstand, and Super Deck did amazing on my truck bed liner for 5 years, and it was probably at that time about $30 a gallon, and I used only about half of it, but it was left over from another project. This is left over from staining a house, and so it's just basically just free product, but it works great. But you really got to know your substrate. I knew it was going to adhere to this rough, flat, black surface previously, and I know this stuff will do well too. So this isn't like Super Deck is designed, for decks, for horizontal surfaces, foot traffic, resist marring and scuffing and all that stuff. This is not necessarily a deck product, but this isn't taking a lot of wear and tear, foot traffic, people walking on it. This is just my truck bed. So it's kind of fun project to do, something to experiment with. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? I have to get a new truck bed, I guess. I think I'm just about done, and that's going to be way less than a half hour to do my truck bed, make it look brand new again, ready for exterior painting season. I mean, if you've ever done anything like this before, you'll let us know if you've ever experimented. This is an interesting story. Here in Idaho, I knew a painter at my local paint store, and there was a product from Sherwin-Williams. It's discontinued now, but it's called Incredicoat. It was actually one of the best interior trim products I'd ever used, and not sure why they discontinued it, but he took it with an airless sprayer and he sprayed his entire car with Incredicoat, and several years later it still looked good. It was amazing, and it was an interior trim paint, and he just figured he'd try painting his car with it, and being a painter, it actually didn't work out too bad for him. At least he didn't think so. Now, I wouldn't paint my entire truck with arbor coat, but I don't know, you never know. Maybe I would. If you've done anything like this, let us know in the comments section below. If you got any questions or comments on this. Got a lot of questions and comments on my last video when I used Super Deck on my truck. And so once again, I know there's stuff out there specifically for truck beds, but I just want to experiment with another product, see what it can do. Wanted something easy to apply, water-based coating from Benjamin Moore. Look at that, it's black again. All right, I got the bed liner all coated with 1 coat, and after I got it all coated, the tops of it and the tops of here, it kind of just, it didn't look as nice as the rest of it, all nice and clean black. So I took a scrub pad, so got a United woven scrub pad, got some Simple Green and some Miracle Wipes, and started scrubbing the paint off the top, and it didn't all come off 100% off the tops here and the tops there. So I rolled the sides of it, which looks a lot nicer, and this top still looks a little bit dingy. So now I'm just gonna do the top. And just to talk a little bit about the product itself, it's Arbor Coat. It's a deck and siding stain, solid color stain, and it is self-priming. So that does give me the confidence that it is gonna stick on this, because actually it did stick on the bed for the last 5 years, and it did very well. There was no peeling, no issues at all. So now I'm just gonna do something different. It's not just the bed. This is more of a gloss type plastic. So this is another experiment, and that's the beautiful part of this, is it's experimenting, and it's just kind of like what I like to do. Just putting products to the test, pushing them to the limits. And it's, once again, it's not intended for this, but hey, if it's gonna make it look better, I already did this side and it looks way better. I like it. So if I like it, that's all that really matters, and it's my truck. So here we go. I'm just brushing the tops, and it did the uni woven. This is a woven pad from Unita. So it's a medium woven pad with the simple green and or the wipes. It is amazing. It did take off a lot of the paint off the tops and the sides and the bumper and stuff, but it just doesn't have that new look. So we're trying to make it look new, and we're experimenting. So here we go. And I'm just brushing this on the top. So right along the top. And the bed liner, this is actually just a plastic, and the bed liner is actually sprayed with some type of material. I have no idea. I bought the truck, and the bed liner was already coated with a sprayed on coating that was flat. So I do know that this is not flat here, but it is a plastic. But, you know, hey, if this stuff is self-priming, well, maybe it's self-priming on this, because I know that we've used solid color stains on houses and stuff that we stained that had gutters, and we sprayed them right on the gutters because it's self-priming, and it stuck on the metal gutters and looked amazing on the metal gutters too. So we've used it on wood and on metal. Even though it doesn't say you can use it on metal, it performed really, really well. So once again, you can use my truck as the experiment, and I'll let you know how it turns out. But like I say, it's in the past, the bed liner, you know, you can go down and just buy some bed liner materials and go to the extent of using a polyurethane, a 2-part or 1-part, and be all messy and nasty, and it's just going to get paint on it again anyways. And why not just do something simple, which this is really simple. But it didn't look too bad. I mean, after 5 years of using this truck as my primary painting vehicle, towing around everything, hauling a lot of paint, wasn't too bad. And too bad of shape. Simple green actually works pretty amazing for getting dried paint off. If you've never used simple green before, it works really, really well. You can even soak your tips in simple green instead of paint thinner, and that actually works really well too. And then you're not dipping your hands into some nasty paint thinner. All right, now this top has got a nice coat of flat black on it. I'm gonna do the top here. This part too, I scrubbed it, and whoa, lid doesn't stay on so well. So this stuff is from Rust-Oleum Wipe New. I absolutely love it for my truck, and you're gonna see what it actually does to a handle right here that's all kind of looking all oxidized and stuff, but you just wipe it on and it actually lasts a super long time. I run my truck through the car wash over and over and over again, but it wipes on and it dries, makes your plastic look brand new. You can see that right there, how good it looks. Just like that, and it's gonna dry to a high gloss. You wanna make your plastic look brand new again. This is some really cool stuff. Look at that compared to that one. So if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget, give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. If you got any questions or comments, leave it down in the comment section below. If you think this was a really dumb idea, hey, you can let me know down in the comment section below. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. It's my truck and I don't care. So if you wanna see more videos, if you got any subjects or topics you wanna see, let me know down in the comment section below. Hopefully we'll see you on our next video right here on Paint Life TV, doing some real crazy stuff. Out.